So the book is The Ghost. I saw the film a long time ago, and when I saw the book in a charity store for £2, thought I have to read it. To sum things up very quickly, it's really good. You should read it, but much longer stuff coming. So the basic synopsis is Ghost is following an unnamed professional ghostwriter who's asked to complete the memoirs of a politician named Adam Lang. He's a former Prime Minister. He's very clearly based on Tony Blair, and he's living on Martha's Vineyard. The previous writer, an aide to that Prime Minister, Adam Lang, a man named Makara, the previous writer, died mysteriously. So this new ghostwriter, as I'll refer to him, the Ghost, arrives. He arrives to the quite grand house in Martha's Vineyard, where Adam Lang is staying with his wife, his court, which includes his secretaries, police guards, press people, all of this stuff. As he arrives, shortly after he arrives, the news breaks that Lang is accused of war crimes. A former Foreign Secretary named Matthew Rycroft is introducing it and is suggesting that the ICC, International Criminal Court, should bring charges against Adam Lang. The charges are that Adam Lang handed over suspected terrorists to the CIA, where they were then tortured. Ghostwriter is there, completing the memoirs as this is all going on, ingratiating himself in the court amidst the chaos. He starts to discover secrets. Eventually, his secrets lead to the knowledge that Makara, the previous writer, died suspiciously. Looking at his GPS, he finds that his last location was that of a professor that once taught Adam Lang. Visiting the professor and researching him before, he finds out the professor has CIA connections. Realizing this, he goes to New York after finding a number in the dead man's possessions. After the chaos, during this time, he's living in the dead man's room, and in the possessions he finds a letter. On the back of the letter, it's a letter here, but it's also a picture. Picture is the main part of it. On the back of it is a number. That number is from man Matthew Rycroft. So we realise the ex-writer was in contact with Adam Lang's enemy. Very interesting. Just before he died. Putting the pieces together, he contacts Rycroft and meets him in New York. They discuss that Lang was part of a cover-up, that he did this action with the CIA. Agreeing to help Rycroft, after Rycroft convinces him / kind of blackmails the Ghost to agree to help him, he confronts Adam Lang on his private jet on the way back from New York when he joins him. Lang denies it, but in a way that makes it clear to the Ghost and to us who was involved, he did these things, and that there's a suspicious connection. But on the way out from the jet, he's assassinated. Then, a secret comes out, the connection is revealed, and I won't say who it is, but it's not Adam Lang. Anyway, what comes after is some final tying up of ends. The Ghost returns and finishes the book, but in a way that's dedicated to the previous writer, Makara, and leaves some trails, some breadcrumbs in the final manuscript. Now, the reason why this writing is so good is because it's Robert Harris. I think the Robert Harris magic is classic, like making a historical thing very alive and current. It's obviously based on Tony Blair, but I think the most interesting thing is you do feel sympathy. You don't necessarily fall in love with any of these characters, but Harris works hard in the short space he has to make sure that even for the Ghost, who doesn't necessarily have strong moral convictions, let alone Adam Lang, you feel a certain amount of sympathy, or even if you don't, you realise the human side to them, because you're in this house with Adam Lang, with his wife. You see an affair with the secretary and Adam Lang. You see the wife struggle with that. And you see the police officers being bored having to babysit these celebrities and these politicians. You see the human side of everyone here. And Robert Harris is very careful, even with clear disdain for Blair/Lang, not to delve too deep into polemic criticism, to still make it a thriller where we're invested in the people. Most of all, though, he manages to tie the story into our perception of these politicians. As I said, it's clearly Tony Blair, but he also makes us aware of our own limitations. It enables us to step in the shoes of this Ghost, because we know, through the writing, we couldn't necessarily make a clean decision, this is where I would tell the public this is where I would reveal this. As the Ghost says, he has a job to do, he doesn't know exactly what he has to do, he doesn't know all the secrets yet. We can't sit there and sit in judgment very easily because of the way Robert Harris frames it, which is vital for a thriller like this, with a controversial topic. that structure of the ghost researching and revealing more and more is perfectly because we the reader get to explore with them. It also means they don't have full access to the story from the start, and they have to explore these characters around Adam Lang's life, giving a perfect setup for a book. It means we follow with the ghost through the story in a way that's very enjoyable. Most of all though, I like the book because of the twist. It's a twist that I completely forgot from the movie, and it's a twist that's amazing. It's so good, and that's why I'm not going to say any more about the twist. So, for Lang, and for the ghostwriter, but Lang in particular, identity plays off against anonymity. Even despite the ghost's deep search into Lang's life and his interviews with him, he struggles to connect to Lang. Despite the smiles and the grace and the charm that convince the public, he finds there's a person behind that he can't quite reach, eventually leading him to wonder if there is a person behind that at all. With his struggles, with his affair with his secretary, we see more of Lang and we see more of that character revealed, but it's a serious struggle. He is quite anonymous to us, his real self, hidden behind that charm that makes him such a successful politician. For the ghost, though, the main emotion is the one that's essentially a struggle, which is moral ambiguity. Despite his own protestations and constant saying, I'm here for the job, I'm here for the money, I'm here for the job, he has a conscience, or at least a curiosity, that drives him to investigate further down the story, down the line. Most matter of all, though, the book questions its own origins. It's fundamentally about the control of the narrative, and the way politicians like Adam Lang seek to change it and control it after the fact. Harris, that's Robert Harris, the author, was a former journalist and a Blairite, or at least a friend of Blair, before he soured on him during Blair's premiership. He's now a historical fiction writer. So that makes this whole story very interesting, and it makes you feel that this is a story that Robert Harris himself feels very keenly. So for a quick, suspenseful, I said that wrong. For a quick political thriller, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's really good. Once again, the twist is amazing. It's very well paced. You can read it very quickly. I would say you can't do much better than The Ghost by Robert Harris. So yeah, go read it.